All right. Good afternoon. Thank y'all for being here. I should have said this last week, man. With basketball kicking off, man. Wish them men's and women's teams best of luck. I know my family was at the Pitt game, so it was a great atmosphere in there. So men are off and rolling, and so just wanted to wish them luck, man. Pulling for them. Um, really stand by. You guys that were there after the game, I stand by kind of what I talked about in the post game Manhattan. Not pleased with how we played. Thought we had a very poor start. Probably went as bad as it could in the first quarter. Um, a lot of self-inflicted items, really. And Kansas State played well, and I mean this in a very complimentary way. They didn't do anything to lose the game, which is oftentimes in football it's not necessarily who wins, but who doesn't lose. And they didn't do anything to lose the game. Battle back 24-17, and which is a credit to our guys. We put some plays together. Finally did what we were supposed to on offense. Stacked some plays together. 24-17, fourth and I think it was 9 maybe, and they rolled the dice and went for it. And we give up the explosive play, and we're not where we should be. We had a coverage call that we really should have had somebody right exactly where the ball was completed. So that's disappointing. Very few effort issues. I said that after the game, and minus the kickoff. I thought we had an effort issue on the kickoff that got returned, but other than that, I thought our mistakes really stemmed from just lack of details in our fundamentals. And those fundamentals they didn't allow us to perform our jobs. Poor situational awareness was also an issue. And we didn't make enough plays. You got to make plays. You got to catch balls. We had an opportunity for a pick six, and we dropped it. And those things are easy to forget. But if you go and you look at, you got to make game-winning plays. And we didn't make those. And so to kind of recap, just kind of give you an idea kind of how it went. Special teams, I thought we were absolutely dominated in this area. Really, really embarrassing to me because we spent a lot of time on it. And the block punt, they did a good job. They schemed it. We were well. They executed it well. And so credit to them on that. They got us on the block punt. Kickoff return, great kick by Staley. I've talked about, we missed some kicks on that, but that wasn't the case. That was a phenomenal kick. That we couldn't have placed it any better than where that ball landed. And we missed an easy tackle at the 25. I said 30, I think, in the post game, but it was really at the 25, and it was just an error in technique. But the ball should have been down at the 25. And we didn't do it. Maybe had one effort issue on that. And then really in the first half, we had an opportunity, I think, on their first punt to block a punt. And we had too much air in between the punt shield and our guy. If we hugged it tight, like their guy did, and it's a game of inches, and the margin for error is really, really small. Their guy hugged it tight. He blocked the punt. Our guy left about a yard in between. We missed it, probably that much. And so we didn't take advantage of that, and we missed a field goal. Defensively, we played poorly. We didn't get aligned to their big sets. They got really conservative, but we played poorly. Poor communication, poor tackling, had 0 takeaways. I talked about we had a chance for a pick six. We didn't make the play. Just not what our expectation is how we play defense here. Offensively, couldn't get out of our own way in the first half. We know whether it was 2 big drops we had, whether it was, not executing, not delivering the ball to the open guy, not finishing. We couldn't get out of our own way, And the drive before half, we had to settle for a field goal. We probably had 3 plays in a row there where we should have scored a touchdown, and we didn't. And so instead of going in 17-7, we go in 17-3. But just didn't make the routine plays, and it's like, it's not these spectacular plays that win the game. It's just routine plays. Guy's open, throw it to him. Ball's thrown to you, catch it, right? You got a one-on-one block, you block him. And you can go back and watch that game, and we just don't make routine plays that we need to make. And just in an overall deal, the entire game just wasn't good enough. And they're good. Like, they're a good team. I think, what are they, 7-3 right now? But the games in our league, if you're going to win them, you better play better than that, and especially on the road. And so not pleased at all. But that one's in the past. And so we got Texas coming in, and we got 2 games left. And it's not too late to play good football. We've played good football in spots this year, but we haven't been consistent, which I promise you that doesn't piss anybody off more than me. I'm not. Our lack of consistency is extremely, extremely frustrating, and that's putting it probably at the mildest I can in a public setting. But it's never too late. And Texas is coming in here. Texas is very talented. They are. And we're preparing for their best on Saturday. It's when I watch the film, I don't know what the media down there sees, but I don't see a football team that's quit. They're young. I think that if you look at them, kind of to preview them, special teams, they're extremely well coached. I think Banks does as good a job as anybody in the country. They're different. They're difficult to prepare for because, number one, they have great team speed on special teams, but secondly, they change up what they do week in and week out. I think the kicker and the punter, Dicker, he's a big time player, and y'all laugh because I'm talking about a specialist, but I'm telling you, he's as good at doing his job as there is in our league at doing their job, regardless of position. He can put the ball wherever he wants to on kickoff. He can kick it as high as he wants to, as far as he wants to. He's been really consistent on field goals, and now he's punting, and he's crushing the ball, and he can kick it any direction. And he's playing in his position as well as anybody in our league's playing their position. Jameson's been a quality returner in the kickoff and in the punt return game. Then they've done a nice job blocking punts. They've gotten a piece of 4 different punts. And so obviously we had the issue on Saturday, and so we got to get that correct and get that corrected in a hurry. Offensively, schematically, I really respect what Coach Sarkisian does. I think he does a really good job of changing his looks up each week. You can tell it's easy for them. It's easy for the quarterback, but it's hard to defend. A lot of motions and shifts pre-snap, and just difficult to defend because they stress you. They do a really good job of stressing you and getting their best players in some key situations. So Thompson, the quarterback, he's a dual threat guy. He does a really good job of ad-libbing and making plays. He's got a strong arm. It's going to be running back by committee. It's Bijan Robinson. I think he was a stud. I hate that he got hurt. I was watching the game the other night and it didn't look good, and then I saw where he was out. So I hate that for him because I think he's a special player. But they've got plenty of guys that can play that position. Roshan Johnson has hurt us last 2 years. Keelan Robinson's really, really fast. The Brooks kid is talented. And so they've got plenty at that position. And they want to run the ball. They're going to get those guys the ball. Worthy is playing probably as good as any freshman in the country. They do a good job getting him the ball. He's fearless. He can run. He does a nice job high pointing the ball. Washington kid at wideout played well last week. They've got tight ends. They play in 11 and 12 personnel a lot. And I think their O-line's big. They got a lot of respect for the right tackle. I like how he plays. So a talented group, and they're right there 1, 2, 3 in most categories statistically in our league. And so even through this losing streak, they put up a bunch of points. And all those games, with the exception of Iowa State, have been games that have gone down to the end. Defense, from a structural standpoint, similar to how they were last year. They're massive up front. They have 3 starting D linemen that are 300 plus. So they're bigger than us across the board up front. I think Overshine he's really gotten a lot better from last year, and he was a guy that I thought continued to get better last year. He's long, probably as long as any linebacker will play. He runs. He's playing extremely physical and fast right now, and you can tell that he can see himself getting better. They got a veteran group in the secondary. All those guys have been playing. A lot of them are fifth-year seniors. They've been playing a lot. I think they've at times they played really well, and at times they've struggled. And I think some of it can be done. They've had multiple coordinators there and things like that. But their best has been really good, and so we've got to prepare to see their best. Kind of wrapping up, we got True Blue on Saturday, Senior Day. and then bringing back, some of the Orange Bowl team, and which would be cool to see, because that's short enough time ago that our players remember those guys, and those guys, those are people they watched when they were young, and so we got something to talk to our team about and show them there. But that's something that's close enough. And on that same token, thoughts and prayers to Sam Huff. As good a player as ever played here at West Virginia, and went on and had a great NFL career and a broadcasting career. So thoughts and prayers with his family on his passing over the weekend. But back to Texas, respect them, respect their program, and really it's about us. We got to play quality football, and outcomes take care of themselves, but you got to play quality football that gives you an opportunity to win. And that's the goal for me, play quality football. And we didn't do that on Saturday. And so we're going to get them ready to go and with the goal of doing that on this coming Saturday in our last home game. So with that, questions?